In his first career start on Sunday, Arizona Diamondbacks rookie Tyler Gilbert made history. He became the fourth pitcher to throw a no-hitter in his first career start, and the effort also marked the eighth no-hitter this year in the majors, setting the modern record. It tied the number thrown in 1884. So why have no-hitters gone from outlier events to regular occurrences in the majors? How can even a pitcher selected in the minor league portion of the Rule 5 draft last December, as Gilbert was, shut down a major league lineup? Let's explore. Sit back, relax, and take this in. The no-hitter surge rests atop a foundation of long, ongoing trends in baseball. More strikeouts, more fly balls, and more shifts. Strikeouts have continued to rise about every year this century, increasing again this year to end a record 23.5% of plate appearances through play on Sunday. When balls are not put in play, there is, of course, simply no chance they can become hits. The strikeouts are the product of pitchers throwing harder. The average fastball was 91.1 miles per hour in 2007, and it stands at a record high 93.7 miles per hour this year. Strikeouts are also a product of pitchers throwing nastier breaking balls that move more, their shape helped in part by modern pitch design and new training technology. The balls being hit into play on the ground are hit into shifted defenses, which also plays a role in decreasing batting average on balls in play. While skill level has increased on the mound, and while defenses are aligned more intelligently, based upon the data, batters are also playing a role. Batters are trying to maximize the damage they do when they hit the balls in play. While that means more home runs, it also contributes to more strikeouts and more fly balls. Fly balls that don't leave the park are more often converted to outs than ground balls and line drives. MLB batters are hitting a paltry 101 on non-homer fly balls. In short, today's environment is ripe for no-hitters, and pitchers are delivering. While this season might seem like a historical outlier since there haven't been this many hitless games since the 19th century, if we take a step back, we can see this spike in no-hitters is part of a general climb in their frequency. Even with what might have been a juiced ball in the later part of the decade, the 2010s produced the most no-hitters of any decade with 40. There were 7 no-hitters in 2015. And in the early 2020s, even with the pandemic-shortened campaign last year, there already have been 10 no-hitters. In other words, about 16% of all no-hitters in MLB history have occurred since 2010, or 8% of its seasons. And no-hitters are no longer reserved just for the elites. Just about any kind of pitcher has delivered a no-hitter this season, from a rookie in Gilbert to a journeyman in Wade Miley to a pitcher who owns ace stuff this season in Joe Musgrove. But throughout history, no-hitters have typically been authored by top pitchers. Of the 300 no-hitters thrown by individuals according to retro sheet data, 192 were thrown by pitchers who had long, successful careers of at least 20 wins above replacement. 87 no-hitters were thrown by pitchers with 40-plus career WAR. The median career WAR of a pitcher to have thrown a no-hitter is 27.2. For context, there are only 29 active pitchers to have recorded 20-plus wins above replacement. Nolan Ryan threw 7 no-hitters. Sandy Koufax threw 4. Cy Young, Bob Feller, and Justin Verlander each threw 3. But as no-hitters become more common, the type of pitcher who throws them could become more diverse, more pedestrian. But Major League Baseball is trying to change that, at least indirectly. On June 3rd of this season, MLB issued a memo of its intention to police pitchers' uses of substances to get a better grip on the ball. And on June 21st, the league began doing so, having on-field umpires check all pitchers for foreign substances as they came off the mound during games. Sticky stuff increases spin rate, which increases pitch movement, which ultimately increases strikeouts. As the physical checks began, spin rates immediately declined. Since the crackdown on foreign substances, MLB batters are hitting .248 with a 22.8 strikeout rate. Better numbers when compared to those prior to the policing effort, when batters hit .239 and owned a 23.9 strikeout rate through June 2nd. Moreover, there were 6 no-hitters prior to June 21st, and there have only been 2 since that date, and one was a group effort by 4 Chicago Cubs. Will this trend continue? Will no-hitters become passé, as some suggested earlier in the season? Pitchers are going to keep getting bigger and stronger and throwing nastier breaking balls. It's likely not going to get any easier to hit for average. But But the cat and mouse game between hitters and pitchers has always involved adjustments, and there's no reason to think that will stop. But still, if there's another no-hitter this year, it will stand alone as the all-time single-season mark, and perhaps that won't stand long for either.